Howdy gang, welcome to another episode of Masala Geeeeeetaaaaaaaar, and today we have a beautiful Pakora flavoured sweepy slidy licky thing going on, which is just so tasty. I love playing this lick, and I came up with it specifically because I wanted to keep that whole melodic minor Indian sound going on, but I wanted to do a sweep picking lick. And you know, I don't do like the 6-string sweep picking thing. My hands just don't work like that. What can I do? Well, I can practice actually, but I don't. Anyways, you know, I play those sometimes. Anyways, that's a different matter. This lick I came up with very specifically because I loved that little run right at the beginning of the lick where I sweep from the D string down to the E string, and then I do some slidey stuff on the high E string, some slidey stuff on the B string, and then resolves to, you know, some of the other stuff that I've shown you in the previous episodes. And if you haven't checked out those episodes, please do click on the link up here. I will do a playlist because this is becoming a thing for me. I love doing masala guitar licks. Yeah. So let's get our spice on. And today I am playing on that wonderful guitar over there. My Spirit Dance Medicine Crow guitar, which is just beautiful. Love that guitar. I love this guitar. Let me show you this lick. I want to show you this lick. Let's get some spice on, man. Masala guitar. Yeah. Alrighty, we are gonna learn this beautiful Pakora flavoured slidey, slippy, licky thingy. I like to get creative with my names for these licks. What can I do? What can I do? Anyways, the lick goes something like this. Yeah! It's so cool. I love playing this lick, and I do it quite often now because I love this little kind of sweet picky thing at the beginning. But rather than just doing kind of a big arpeggio type thing, you know, the kind of, and then going back down, what I thought I would do with this is combine it with some slidey stuff, which I like to do. And the thinking behind this was to make it a masala lick, you know, a very Indian sounding lick, or, you know, that vibe. So I started off with the sweep, and then I did some slides. So I'm going to play it for you slowly first so you can see what I'm doing, and then I'm going to break it down for you. So this is what I did. And then out. So I start off with this sweep picking thing, which I'm doing from the D string at the 14th fret. Then I'm going to the 13th fret of the G string, then the 12th fret of the B and the E string. So I'm using my third finger on the D, my second finger on the G string, and my first finger I'm rolling back and forth for the B string and the high E string. Now, whenever you're doing sweep picking licks, it's really important to mute the strings as you actually ascend the strings. So as I'm going up to the E string, my pick hand is actually traveling down the strings and muting each one as I finish playing it. Otherwise, you end up getting, you know, that type of thing, or and then open strings ringing out and things. So that's a really important aspect of it. It's also really important to make sure that the other strings aren't ringing out while you're playing the string that you're playing. So rather than actually just putting all of my fingers down and then doing the sweep, I'm actually putting my fingers down individually. Third finger first, second finger, first finger, and then rolling it. So my sweep motion is actually going to be going downwards. I'm just picking once, and I actually do kind of like a diagonal motion rather than actually going just straight down like this. My hand tends to go like this. Just a personal thing. That's just how I learned to do the sweep picking thing. So, like I said, as I go down, I'm going to be putting my fingers on, taking them off, and also muting the strings. So D string, G string, B string, E string, 14, 13, 12, 12. So slowly it's like that, and when I'm down here, it's just the E string that's open, and that's the effective muting that I'm doing. And it just takes practice. I don't practice sweeping nearly enough as I should, but you know, I don't use it that much in my playing. I just use little bits and pieces, you know. But if you want to do the 6-string sweeping thing, the theory is essentially the same. Alrighty, so I'm down to this E string now at the 12th fret. Now what I'm going to do is go over to the 16 on the E string, pick it, and then pull back off to 12. And then what I'm going to do is, with my first finger, I'm going to slide back to the 16. So like this. Okay, once I'm there, I'm going to do a quick trill between the 17 and the 16 on the E string. So I'm picking at the 17 first, then picking at the 16, hammering back onto 17, back to 16. Then I'm going to come up to the B string and I'm going to start a slidy lick now. So I'm going to come to the 17 on the B string. I'm going to slide from here. So I'll play the lick first and then break it down. So first thing I'm doing is I'm picking at the 17 and then sliding over to the 19. Now you probably noticed that my first finger actually went up, and what it's doing is actually muting out the G string here, and the bottom of it is also touching the E string. So I'm going to get a clean note on my B string. I'm just going to hear my B string now. So I'm going to pick it and immediately slide to 19. Now I make this quite staccato, so it's quite rather than, I like the break in between. So that's the phrasing. So I'm getting there and I'm actually just taking the pressure off my finger and releasing the note. So first one, 17 to 19 on the B string. Then I'm going to pick up the 19 and slide to 15, so I'm going to backslide now. Okay, now I'm going to go from 15 to 17. And I'm going to backslide again over to the 13th fret from the 17th, which I'm on now. So when I add all of that together, and for me those breaks in between are really important because that kind of really adds to the phrase. Okay, so from this 13th fret, what I'm going to do is pick the 13 again and then come to the 12th fret, do a half step pre-bend and then bring it back down. So like this. Okay, after that I do this. And that ends the lick. So what I'm doing here is I'm picking at the 12th fret of the B string, hammering onto 13, pulling back off to 12, pulling off to 0. If you've seen some of my other lessons, you'll know that I do this quite often. I go to the open string in order to go to another string. So this time I'm on the B string, so I'm going to pull off to the open B. Okay, after that I'm going to come up to the G string at the 14th fret, and then I'll go to the 13th fret. So that's our melodic minor note, our major third there, which gives us that whole vibe, which is so cool. Alrighty, once I've done that, I'm going to pre-bend this 13th fret on the G string, half step up, and then I'm going to slowly bring it down to the 13th fret. So just like that. So when I add it in, right at the end I'll pick the 13 again and put vibrato on the note and then slide out. And there you go, there's the whole of the lick. Alright, I'm going to play it through for you slowly again so that you can see it all clipped together. And you go. There is the whole of that awesome Pakora Flavoured Lick. You know you want to learn it, so you can download the tab via the link in the description box. And if you haven't done so already, please do subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notification as well, and give it a thumbs up, which would be much appreciated. And if you would like to support the channel, you can head over to my Patreon page and check out all the cool perks that you can get from that. Alright guys, I shall see you next time for another Masala Lick. Yeah! So have a fantastic day. I have been Jay, you have been absolutely awesome, and I shall see you again soon. Here's the playthrough again, which I did at the beginning, so that you can see it. Yeah! Have a spicy day, guys. See you later.